plan to do a mass deportation of all illegal immigrants here?
Well, I think that if he thinks he can pull it, I doubt he could pull it off. And I think that when the plan actually goes through Congress and reaches President Trump's desk, it won't actually be as it's described as just loading people up in trucks. But I think what he's really speaking to is the frustration that nothing is getting done.
So are you in favor, or you agree with his plan, or you disagree with his plan?
Well, I think that the system we have right now is unfair to the people who are following the rules and waiting in line, and I think something has to be done. I just don't know how you can. I just don't know how you tell somebody who's been waiting that somebody who's snuck in has the same rights that you have.
So,
but I have to tell you, I'm actually.
possible?
I have to say, I'm actually a reporter, so I mean, I can talk about the process, but I really don't want to weigh in on opinions.
You don't have an opinion on this immigration issue? You just gave it to us.
I know, but it's kind of outside my lane. I can talk about the process.
Okay, well, let's talk about the plan. Can you describe the plan that he put forth?
I think that Donald Trump's plan on immigration is very aggressive, and I think it'll pull people towards him. I think the center on immigration needs to be pulled more towards Trump's direction, and we need to change the questions. Do I believe that Trump's plan will become law? No, but I think that what he's plugging into very deep-seated frustration and anger.
Okay, well, as a reporter, is it true that his plan is to deport about 11 million illegal immigrants, including their children that may be U.S. citizens, and then after they're out of the country, in an expedited fashion, bring them back? Is that the essence of his plan?
If that's his plan, I don't even know if the number's 11 or 12. It might be 20 million.
His plan is to bring them back in an expedited fashion after he processes them, right? That's what he said, right? You're a reporter. You know what he said.
Sure. As you relate it, I mean.
And the reasoning that he gave for his position is that that's the law. There's nothing else we can do about it.
And is the law.
Right. And so here's a question. Isn't it possible to change the law and have them processed here instead of destroying their lives, sending them back over to another country?
Well,
they lose their job, their families is divided, their homes and everything, and then bring them back. Wouldn't it make more sense? He's an efficiency-minded guy. Wouldn't it make more sense to just change the law and process them here? Give them, let's say, a work permit, a status of, not a citizen, but, legal status, and then he can process them and he doesn't have to disrupt their lives.
I think that, he's willing to make things work. I think he's a guy who makes things work. But at the same time, it's like, Donald Trump didn't bring them here. They came here. People travel at their own risk. People knew the risks.
But it is possible to change the law, right?
Of course it's possible.
So wouldn't it be more efficient? It would be more efficient than
I don't know. A lot of people
processing 11 million people legally and then making them go to another country and then come back again?
Jan, I've given you a lot of time.
Okay.
I will say that I've witnessed self-deportation. Right, I worked and lived in a community that had many Brazilian people. Restaurants, stores. I think in Somerville, Mass, there were like 30 different clothing stores, Brazilian. But when the Brazilian currency tripled against the dollar, they all went home. They were working in the United States because of the currency, and then when the currency flipped the other way, they all went home. And people are capable of going home. But it's not my fault, it's not your fault that someone comes here illegally. They created the mess. As hard as it is to say, they created the mess, and so now we have to clean it up.
If you kick out the 11 million people that are now purchasing food and shelter and clothes and gasoline,
it's above my pay grade. I got to excuse myself.
Doesn't that increase
I'm trying to catch something.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Well, Neil, thank you for the interview. McCabe.